Hello, everybody. On tonight's episode of Backseat Quarterbacks, I'm joined by Darren as he has returned home. He's no longer at the party that he was at for actually the past like week and a half. And I am recording from a little known place called Pebble Beach. You ever heard of it? Hitting the links near this New Year's Day. I would be playing golf a lot more had the Detroit Lions taken care of business on Christmas. Instead, Jared Goff actually almost received my first angry DM after a game following that one. And it didn't happen, almost did. And the Steelers losing or not able to score as a game total 29.5 points today. Unreal. I don't understand how that's possible in the NFL in 2025, but okay, we move on from that. We take our lumps, we take our losses, we take our coal, and we also take with it the good things in life. It is my beautiful girlfriend's birthday today, and I'm actually recording this podcast after a beautiful birthday dinner. That's why I am dressed up all snazzy. And we're going to try to get this one done probably in 30, 45 minutes because I feel like an asshole doing this. So without further ado, here is Darren. How you doing, Darren?
Doing good, doing good. Did my friend Eldrick, was he able to get a hold of you? He's just talking about possibly being at Pebble Beach, maybe playing a couple rounds. I figured I'd put you two in touch.
Yeah, we were texting today. He
Yeah,
actually was talking
nice.
some shit
Yeah.
about you. He called you.
Oh
He called you
yeah.
a big. He called you a lard ass. Uh, but anyways, yeah, beautiful weather down here in
Yeah.
Carmel by the Sea. I'm actually getting a call right now. Oh, we want to know. Okay. Um, did that cut me out?
No.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a place where the only time you can get reservations, you have to walk up to it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you don't get reservations, you can get put on a wait list. They call once. So I went there at like 4:45, 5 o'clock. They're like, we'll call. That was them calling right now at
Oh
8:30.
wow.
Could you imagine if we just wouldn't have ate?
You could go back for an additional meal,
I
essentially. You
know.
could have
We can
gone,
get second dinner.
ate, and then come back.
Alexa, the bicycle just called. Want to go get a second dinner? Yeah, we're gonna postpone this podcast. We gotta go to
Yeah.
cool restaurant. But anyways, this place is awesome. This is like the I guess golf version of Whistler is what I've been calling it because
Mm-hmm.
Whistler is obviously the ski version of Carmel by the Sea. So anywho, we're gonna talk football now. We had
Let's
games on
talk some
Christmas.
ball.
We had games on Saturday where
Mm-hmm.
you had a couple of quarterbacks playing for you against Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, let's not talk about Tyler Huntley. Let's just say Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a lot of games today. And it wasn't the most exciting week in terms of matchups, but you know what? By God darn it, the NFL always delivers. We had a
Mm-hmm.
classic Sunday Night Football game we just watched right before we started. Um, I kind of feel like this 49ers defense is going to give us classics from here on out. It's just going to be uh, scoring, 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 and I do think the offense is going to keep up because Brock Purdy has been playing really well. McCaffrey is not giving the love that he deserves ever because he's just been doing it for so long. But when he's
Yeah.
healthy, he is just Weapon X. Like he's unreal. I
Yeah.
think he had 100 yards in the first quarter today. And it just seems like, oh, there he is again. There he is again.
Yeah.
Um, I think he now officially is third in the NFL in yards per game, total yards per game. It goes Jim Brown, Barry Sanders, and CMC, which I think that's a pretty good list to be on. And yeah, I'm just kind of blown away by how good he is. And then on the flip side, we're going to talk about the Bears and your hatred for the Bears. But
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say Caleb Williams is actually a good quarterback, and I was way too quick to say he's kind of a bust. He clearly is good, and he's got a bazooka forearm. He had another one of those amazing throws. I know it was a dead play on an offsides, but that was a great throw. He has been clinical playing the position the last couple of weeks, mostly for the most of the season since
Yeah.
actually losing the Ravens game against Tyler Huntley, where
Yep.
I actually bet money on the Bears, and that's one of the only times I bet on the Bears. But uh, he's been really good since then, and I think he's now officially. I think he is obviously playing himself into being what they wanted out of this. And Ben Johnson is solidly in the Coach of the Year candidacy.
Yeah.
He's not going to win it after losing that game because they don't have a chance at the 1 seed. And I think that Vrabel probably is winning it, or Liam Cohen now. But with that being said, how do you feel after that game, this weekend in general? Everything. Speak.
Yeah. I mean, this Sunday night game was great. This was a fantastic game to watch. I was actually on a plane for the majority of this game, but I was able to watch it on the plane, and it kept me very, very well entertained. Brock Purdy, he came out. The first play of the game was a bad decision to throw that ball in the first place. It was not an open receiver, but he also got an unlucky bounce and it turned into a pick six right out of the gate. And I'm like, all right, this is what the Bears do. The Bears have had ridiculous turnover luck this year. And I was like, I'm nervous for the 49ers, but they came back, they got the ball back, they went right down the field, scored a touchdown to Christian McCaffrey. Gosh, dude, he's so good and he's so fast. His burst is like it's insane. All of a sudden he's gapping people. There's only a couple people who really do it like that, and I would say it's like him, Jahmyr Gibbs definitely, and then probably Bijan, but just still not quite as the pop as CMC and Gibbs. They're just quick and they get to top speed like instantly.
I don't mean to be a homer about Travion Henderson. I think he has that a little bit too because he's a
He
home run
does.
hitter.
He definitely does. He
But
definitely
those
does.
three are especially those
Mhm.
two, Gibbs and CMC. The thing is, I've mentioned this on a podcast or two before. I played football recently, like very recently, and I'm not much of an athlete as is, but I can imagine myself doing like ladder drills after watching myself run and how funny that would be. And I've seen like not in person, but like real good athletes in person do ladder drills. I've never seen like CMC or somebody like that.
Mhm.
I could just imagine like how it would look. It'd be absurd. It'd be
Oh,
absolutely
yeah.
like astonishing, like how quick his feet move. It's a different type of human that he is than I am.
Yeah.
I don't know how
Yeah.
we are the same species of person.
Yeah.
How are we the same? It's like it doesn't
He's
make
a
any sense.
freak.
Yeah. Outside of that, like I I don't know what to make of either of these teams. I don't think either of them are Super Bowl contenders. I just think the defense for the 49ers is too weak. They're going to get Fred Warner
Mhm.
back, but that secondary is just really bad to where
Yeah.
they're going to have to win shootouts.
Mhm.
Teams don't typically do that um, on the road to 4 or 3 playoff games in a row. I mean, they're playing for the 1 seed next week. We're going to be talking about all 3 of those games. I think that we have 2 winning get in games with the
Yep.
Uh-oh, the one side, the slide turned off.
Oh.
There we go. We got winning getting games with the Panthers and Bucks
You know,
and
both of those
the
games are on
Ravens and
Saturday.
oh, they're playing them both on Saturday?
They're both on Saturday.
Okay. That makes
And then
sense.
the Sunday night game is going to be the Ravens and the Steelers.
Wait,
That's our
really?
Sunday night game. Yeah.
So
They
Saturday's
they
the
Saturday afternoon is the Bucks and the Panthers, and then Saturday night is going to be the Seahawks 49ers for the 1 seed.
so they're screwing the 49ers kinda? They're giving them less rest? They just played Sunday
I
night.
mean,
They had to play. I'm gonna be
Seattle played
honest.
today too.
Does anybody want to watch the does anybody in this world want to watch Lamar and Aaron Rodgers on Sunday night to win and get in the division?
Yeah, that's
Nobody's
fair.
scared of either of those teams. I I just don't understand that. That's so dumb. And I mean the Ravens should win that game hopefully because at least they actually I hope the Steelers win because I'm a Patriots fan. But I want the I'd rather have the Steelers in the playoffs than the Ravens just because I'm Lamar still has
Yeah.
some ability whereas Rodgers is cooked. Um, but okay, wow. I mean, how about we
And
have
no
the best
DK
coach?
Metcalf.
He'll be back. Oh yeah, except for in that game, he's not going to be back.
Wow.
They're gonna. Well, let him play.
Let's see if
They're
that
like,
suspension gets
yeah, they're gonna. They should. They're gonna be talking. They're gonna have him play. I bet they're gonna say like, that's a team issue suspension. That wasn't a league. That wasn't a league one. Um. Okay. Well, we got the schedule for next week then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When it comes to this game, just buttoning it up, great game. I'm very happy that the 49ers pulled through,
Mm-hmm.
just for our friend Tyler's mental health and for your mental health as well because of your hatred for the Bears. But
Yeah.
a game that came down to the very last play is always fun, and I do want to see how these teams like move into the postseason.
Yeah.
I mean, with the Bears, you're getting a game in the frigid cold, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna get that. You're gonna get that one playoff game. We'll see how they play in it and who
Well,
who
it's
they're
going to be
matched
the
up
Bears
against.
Packers. I think that's basically. I don't think those can change. I think it's Bears Packers. We're getting round 3. I don't believe it can change now.
Well, I really
So
hope that you're okay if they lose that game.
now, here's the thing. I mentioned this in the group chat, I believe, with Greg. I have not felt this level of hatred for a football team in a very long time. And again, even during the Chiefs like run, they're in the AFC. The Packers during that time didn't never played them in a Super Bowl. Like I didn't have any real. The Packers I think only played the Chiefs once in that entire time that they were on their run, and that was during COVID. And that's when Aaron Rodgers had COVID toe, and I think Jordan Love actually played that game. Um,
Oh yeah.
but they never played. It would get annoying to watch them, but I didn't hate them. This Bears team is different. They do something to me that enemy of the
Well,
state if they win a playoff game. Report me.
well, that's gonna be fun. I actually am gonna be putting a lot of money on the Packers probably that game. So
All right.
um, report me as well. I guess is what I'm trying to say. We'll be in tandem.
Yeah.
Uh, the the other game of the day, I think they kind of made it a primetime game. There's only 2 games in the afternoon. It was, of course, the Bills and the Eagles, and the game I want to talk about, the Raiders and the Giants. So that game was a tank off for the for Fernando Mendoza, who I can tell you right now, with almost absolute certainty, is not going to be a good NFL quarterback. But jokes aside, that's not a game I want to talk about. Congratulations to the Raiders for
Ooh, number one
actually
pick.
tanking, yeah, tanking correctly. The
Yeah.
the Giants. I'm just going to be quick on this. The Giants would have had the first pick in 2024 and 2025, but they won games that don't mean anything. They've done this multiple times to where they could have been drafting way higher, but they win random games at the very end of
Mm-hmm.
the season. Yeah, I know the players play. You know what the Raiders did this week? They said, "No, Max Crosby, we're gonna actually have to trade you now because you're very angry." He was making videos of him jumping on a trampoline and dunking basketballs after getting put on IR because of his knee. I'm gonna say this: the Raiders are actually gonna get docked picks and money probably for doing that because they faked an injury, and then also they're gonna trade their best player,
Yeah.
which is funny. But congrats,
I
they
saw
tanked
that.
correctly. They tanked correctly.
Yeah.
Because they have the first pick. If they don't lose it, because the NFL might take it from them. Uh, the game though that I want to talk about, of course, is the Bills Eagles. I watched that first half when we got to the hotel here, and we were walking around. I had it. Can you hear me? Sorry. Yeah, I was walking around and had the first half on. The Eagles were, of course, up 13-0. I felt good about the Eagles winning that because if the Eagles won that game, Patriots are division champs, where they could have taken care of business 2 weeks ago against the Bills, and of course they lost that game. I was very upset. The second half happens. We're watching it in the hotel room. Uh, Birthday girl's taking a nap, and I'm just watching it nervous because I see Josh Allen produce kind of a flimsy comeback, but it's happening. They need 13 points. They're getting it. And oh, I didn't know we were in the hood. I thought this was a nice place.
You said you're staying in Camel or Compton. Which one was it?
It must be Compton. I mean, I don't know. um, but anyways, the point being is, I see Josh Allen getting this comeback going. They missed the extra point. And I'm like, Jalen Hurts, we just need one drive out of you. And I say that about 5 drives in a row. He gets I think 17 total yards in the second half
Mm-hmm.
for the team. And of course, it comes down to the last play of the game because Josh Allen gets in, scores a touchdown. Bef- Before that, Tom Brady is saying, if they score here, they're going for two. And I'm thinking, why would they go for two? They've controlled this entire game from, or this entire half. They've been driving the ball. They haven't scored every drive, but they've actually been getting sustained drives. The Eagles have had 3-and-outs over and over and over and over again. But of course, Brady was right, and uh, not like he's like a Confucius or something, but he predicted or Nostradamus, but he's two very different people. But he did predict this one, and he as soon as they scored, they didn't celebrate. Everybody just holding up two fingers like they're going for two, and they run a terrible play, and they lose the game. And it's like if that game goes into overtime, I'm almost positive the Bills win that game. It made no sense to go for two there. The conditions were bad. Jalen Hurts couldn't grip the football. Nobody was running on the Eagles offense. It was really a defensive game, but Josh Allen and the Bills were moving the ball in the second half. So I think they would have won the game if they got the ball or didn't get the ball to start. It makes no sense to go for two, and then they lost, and now they're going to be the 5 seed, I think, or maybe the 6.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if they're locked into a position or not, but I think that that's just surprising to me because they definitely could have won that game. And I
They're
said
the
on,
7th seed right now.
oh really?
They are currently the Texans are in the 5 seed, the Chargers are in the 6th seed, and the Bills are in the 7th seed. So the Texans and Chargers must have tiebreakers over the Bills.
Yeah, the Texans beat them head to head, so I don't think the
Mm-hmm.
Chargers played them. But the Chargers play okay, so I mean that'd be New England and Buffalo. Oh my God. Well, you know what? That'll be good. That'll be good for us.
Well, Buffalo plays the Jets, so they're going to win. The Texans play the Colts, which they're probably also going to win. The
Done.
Chargers are playing the Broncos, so the Broncos the Broncos need to win in order to keep that number 1 seed. So, if the Broncos do beat the Chargers, then the Bills will jump up to the 6th seed, assuming the Texans also win. I know that's a lot of.
Oh, okay. So the Broncos beat the Chargers. They'd move up to
If
the
the
60.
Broncos beat the Chargers, the Bills also win, they'll move up to the 6th seed.
So pretty much it's gonna be Patriots either get the 1 seed or they play the Chargers. That's the
Yeah,
two
actually,
scenarios.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm good with that. Either one. Give me
Yeah.
Herbert in the playoffs, honestly. After watching that Saturday game, we're gonna talk about that in a sec. Jeez please. Um, okay. Well, that game, take it from there. I mean, you can give your thoughts on the Bills fiasco and the Eagles. I honestly don't know
Hmm.
what to think of either of these teams, but yeah, give me
Yeah.
your thoughts.
I mean, this is now the second game that Jalen Hurts has had this year where he did not have a completed pass in the second half. And it's not like they were like
He should have had
didn't
one.
play it.
The
Yeah,
ref
that's
the refs took one away.
yeah. Well, I guess if we're gonna argue for one, I mean that's still kind of crazy. Uh, and it's
It
not
gets
like these
hot.
are blowout games where he's getting pulled in the fourth quarter. They're just running the ball. Like this is like a close game that they needed to win. They needed yard. They needed to move the ball, and they just couldn't do it. And yeah, I have no idea why the Bills would go for two there. Actually, the receiver was open. The play was there.
Hmm.
Josh Allen didn't hit the throw.
Hmm.
Like I think if he were to throw that like 10 times, he's probably completing it eight
Nine
or nine
times.
times.
Yeah.
9 times, yeah. Like that was a which was weird. It seemed like he rushed the throw and he just almost dirted it. And I know that like the conditions were not ideal for you know a quarterback to be completing passes and throwing, but he wasn't getting hit as he was throwing, and he just kind of missed the open receiver. Which if you're gonna go for two there, you got to make the play. If the play was there to be had, and it didn't happen. So I don't know. I don't love going for 2 there, but I also think that, you have Josh Allen, you expect him to make those plays, and when he doesn't for you, you know, I don't trust this team. I don't trust either of these teams going down the stretch. I don't know what I'm getting from the Eagles game to game, and it's the same thing with the Bills. I genuinely just do not trust the Bills.
I think the Eagles have a much higher ceiling than basically
Yes.
any team in the NFL
Yes.
still.
I
And
agree.
we
I
continue to
100%
believe
agree.
that and talk that up and
Mhm.
act like that's going to happen. But they have a weak spot, and their weak spot is their quarterback and also their head coach, who took a lot of the game out of his hands in that second half when they were up 13-0. They really did run, 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 pass, run, run, pass. And it's like,
Mhm.
keep your foot on the throttle a little. Let Hurts throw the ball. I mean, I agree. Like, he was bad in this game, but
Yeah.
I don't even know where I'd rank Jalen Hurts because I don't want to be disrespectful, but I also don't want to be overranking him. I think he's totally serviceable. He's outplayed Mahomes in 2 Super Bowls, which is actually impressive and real and something that is not easy to do. I mean, Mahomes is Mahomes.
Yeah.
He's got a ring. He's been in deep playoff. Like he's led his team to actually like be in position to win a Super Bowl that they
Yeah.
lost. And there's something about him where it's like he just I don't know if he has the goods to actually be able to carry a team. But this team doesn't need to be carried because the defense is good enough. Like they're
Yeah.
actually one of the only teams that can get pressure with 4 consistently. It's not as
Mhm.
consistent as last year, but it is still there. They have a good secondary, they have good linebackers, and yeah, it's just weird to me that they're in this position where last year they looked unbeatable. This year they come out looking unbeatable again, right? Then they start 4-0 and then the Broncos beat them, but they looked in those first 4 games unreal.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just feels like their ceiling is super high. Their floor seems super high, but I wouldn't be shocked if they drop in the first round. And when it comes to the Bills, Josh Allen is great, but he is getting hit so much. The offensive line is I don't know if there's injuries there. I should follow it more closely, but it feels like he last year he never got hit. I think he got sacked like 4 times the entire season. This year it's like he's getting hit over and over and over again. He's doing these QB
Yeah.
runs where he doesn't go down or slide. He's getting blasted. And even
I
today, like
know.
he took some massive hits to where I mean, he's a big guy and he's stronger and tougher than most quarterbacks, but like so was Cam Newton. And once he
Yeah.
got a hurt shoulder, it ended his career. And I mean, I don't want Allen to get hurt, but he needs to protect himself a little better, I think, or else that's going to happen. And the other thing is, like, he clearly is one of the better quarterbacks in this league, but um,
Yeah.
it's him and James Cook, and then a bunch of guys on offense, and then
Mhm.
the defense. It doesn't scare me at all. Like that. The
No.
reason I'm nervous about Philly if I was a Philly fan, is the fact that they weren't able to run all over that Buffalo defense is a cause for concern because that is a
Yeah.
strength on a weakness, and they weren't able to exploit that. I don't know. It's kind of like I feel like both
Yeah.
these teams. If you're Buffalo, you're clearly panicking because this is a year where
Mhm.
you know your rivals are all out. Besides, I guess
Yeah.
besides, I guess the Patriots are their rival because it's a division rival. But like,
Yeah.
you don't have Mahomes. Like, I guess the Ravens are going to make it probably, but whatever. They're not.
Maybe.
Yeah, we're going to consider them to make it now that we said the Steelers, but who knows, right?
Yeah.
We'll see that game.
Yeah.
And then Joe Burrow's not making it, so you basically have all your contemporaries are out, and now you're going to have your worst season too.
I know.
You don't win the division. There was tweets I saw tweets earlier today after they lost that game about the division being wrapped up by October for the Bills. And because the Patriots were 1-2 after losing to the Steelers like that, and week 3 talk
Yeah.
about the Steelers, and they're like, "Wow, this is gonna be the easiest division title of all time in NFL history. This might be over in the middle of October." They didn't even win the division, and I don't know, there's gonna be some major turnover with coaches. There's gonna be a lot of coaches fired this offseason, I feel like, including teams that make the playoffs or let go,
I
whatever.
I agree. I think that there is gonna be a very large, very, very large. Yeah, I don't know if it'll be firing or a mutual parting of ways for a lot of coaches. I think Tomlin is going to be one of them. I think Harbaugh from John Harbaugh is going to be one of them. I think McDermott should be one of them. I think Zach Taylor should be one of them.
Zach
Like,
Taylor's
there's
staying. They already announced that, but yeah, I agree with you on that.
really, well, he
Yeah, they
should
said
be
he's like,
gone.
yeah, he said he's likely to be back. I agree with you. I think the
Um,
entire AFC North should restart with new coaches.
yeah, yeah, no, I agree. I mean, Stefanski, I think he's a good coach. I think that that's a very dysfunctional organization, and I think that he would probably flourish elsewhere. Yeah, I think there's a lot of teams. I mean, then you get into like bad teams like the Cardinals. They're going to have turnover there. Um,
Yeah,
like then you kind of get into like the
The
bad teams.
Packers, the Packers. Yeah,
Packers, maybe. I mean, what has the floor really done? Like, let's be honest. Let's have a hard
there was that. I sent you
conversation.
that tweet today. If
I
they didn't
know.
expand the playoffs, they wouldn't have made it.
Yeah,
Never.
Kevin Stefanski's on the market.
That's a good one for one right there.
That is a good one for
Little
one.
wife swap.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go to the Browns? Same
Yeah.
region, Midwest. Cleveland. Congrats.
Yeah.
Um, the those are the two main games from today, I think.
Yeah.
Is there any other big games? I mean, I obviously will touch on some of them right now, but
I
those
mean,
are the two main ones.
Miami beat Tampa. Miami beat Tampa. I didn't watch any of that game. Tampa is disgusting. They don't deserve to be in the playoffs. Um, they still have a chance.
They
I
lost to
don't really
Quinn
have anything
Ewers.
else to. Yeah, they lost to Quinn Ewers. It's
They need
it's
to
pretty
fire.
embarrassing.
They need to fire Todd Bowles. Before the
That's
last
another one guy
game.
who should be fired.
Well,
Like
he's
if we're being
definitely gone.
realistic. So I mean, there's a fat list of guys who I think should be fired. I don't necessarily know if all of them will be, but I think there's a fat list of guys who it's like, yeah, you can make a pretty fair case that they should be gone. Um,
Wow, I'm looking at this game right now. I actually can't believe they lost that.
yeah, I mean the Seahawks beat the Panthers.
I saw.
Um, yeah, that was a decent game. The Seahawks offense was a little slow to start. Sam
Yeah,
Darnold. Sam Darnold, I lose trust in him the more I watch him.
I'm quick to lose trust in him too. But you know what? He's gonna have such a good game next Saturday night against the 49ers. You already know that. That defense is so bad.
I know. I just don't trust him. I'm trying to envision him as like a championship quarterback. I just don't know if he's that.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
can't see
know.
him holding a Lombardi either.
Yeah,
Duh. It's like
yeah.
he doesn't have those goods. He doesn't have Lombardi holding goods. Try to make an AI image of Sam Darnold holding the Vince Lombardi, okay? And you know what they're
Yeah,
gonna say? This is against our guidelines.
yeah.
That's what I'd say
Cannot
back to you.
compute. Sorry.
Yeah. Um, Real quick, Patriots Jets. I just want to do a little Pat's corner here. Uh, it's more just a Drake Maye corner, honestly. I could talk more about everything, but Drake Maye had two incompletions today. He only played the first 2.5 quarters. He stopped playing in the middle of the third because it was a blowout. They had 42 points to zero. It was 42-0, I think, at the time. He was 19 for 21 with 256 yards, 5 touchdowns, 0 picks. The two incompletions, one was a throwaway, one was a drop pass by Kyle Williams. He had 5 touchdowns to 5 different receivers. It was the highest rated game in the history of QBR, which that should be probably talked about more, I feel like. I mean, 99.8 QBR out of 100.
Yeah,
It was
that's
perfect.
pretty insane.
I watched that game in the passenger seat of a car while birthday girl was driving us, and I was like, it was unbelievable. It was 14-0 in like 2 minutes. It took actually like 2 minutes of game time because of how quick he marched them down the field. They didn't face a third down until like 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. It felt like it was just clinical. And I know it's the Jets, and so I just want to add this in there because this is the quarterback stats against the Jets this season. This includes today 13-3, of course, because
Yeah.
the Jets are 3-13. So 13-3, 7.4 yards per attempt, 64.5% completion percentage, 32 touchdowns passing, 2 rushing touchdowns, 0 INTs. The Jets don't have an
Wow.
interception this year.
I
So
think that might be my best bet of the week for next week. Jets interception.
they have to get one. They just need to start dropping everybody in the coverage. Yeah. The the funny thing is, and this is the last thing I'm going to talk about the Patriots today because like this was a pointless game. I'm just happy they wanted to take care of business. Is 1 year ago today on December 28th, 2024, I was in Boston in Foxborough at Gillette Stadium, and I just said this to you before we started recording. And
Hmm.
I watched the Patriots get absolutely destroyed by the Chargers on a Saturday game. It was a Saturday during the day game. Um, I remember that so fondly because Drake Maye made one amazing pass after he got knocked out of the game and he came back in the middle of the second quarter. I went nonverbal when Jacoby Brissett was playing for my team, and believe me, that's something a lot of people have done in Arizona that are Cardinals fans over the last few months. They're 0-8 with him starting, by the way, with like a minus 180 point differential since he started, or 1-8, something like
Yeah.
that. They beat the Cowboys, which is funny in and of itself. But uh, basically, I remember that being the lowest point since Tom Brady had left, right? They had 4
Yeah.
wins on the season or 3 wins on the season. Gerard Mayo was getting booed. There were more Chargers fans than Patriots fans in Foxborough. The Chargers are a team that have no fans ever anywhere, and they had more fans there, it felt like. And to have that quick of a turnaround in 1 year to where now we're the 1 seed or the 2 seed, right? We won the AFC East, and Drake Maye has actually just played a perfect NFL game, which never happens. It's impossible to be perfect in this sport. Um, yeah, it feels good. Feels awesome. And
Yeah.
I don't wish this on any other fan base. I hope nobody else feels like this about their team. I only hope Patriots fans. Sorry, Darren. Maybe the Packers can have it once in your life. I've had it twice now, but yes, anyways, not to get sentimental, but I can't believe in 1 year it's gone from legit when will we be confident again to uh leagues on notice. We have like actually the second coming of Jesus Christ, which is Tom Brady, right? And now it's Drake Maye.
Yeah.
We're the second coming of Brady, it feels like. This guy is unbelievable.
Yeah. No, he's insane. And I mean, all of this just kind of goes to show that you can turn around an organization quickly. You can do a rebuild fast. Some of these teams that have just been dysfunctional, and I think I've already
Yeah, we've
said
done
this
that.
probably exact same thing where it's just like if you're the Jets or you're the Browns or you're, you know, the Titans since Vrabel left, like you've been in this state of like you can't get anything going. You're at the bottom of the barrel every single season, and it has to be for the Jets. It has to be the most painful thing in the world to see a team in your division get it right immediately and just go from like 2 decades of Belichick Brady to moving on to the most promising young quarterback that the NFL has and
Yeah, since
a
Mahomes.
proven, yeah, a proven successful winning head coach. Like it has to be the most painful thing ever. And yeah, they're a great team, great
Yeah,
tandem.
if they I'm not saying they're gonna win the Super Bowl this year or anything like that. I hope they do. Obviously,
Yeah.
that'd be awesome. But if Drake May wins the Super Bowl and Vrabel and they you can picture them holding a Lombardi, okay? But the thing is,
Hmm.
when they do that, especially if the Bills haven't had one yet, especially if the Jets are what the Jets are, the Dolphins, all this.
Yeah.
If the Ravens have it and stuff, if all these teams that have had all these runs and all these great quarterbacks and
Hmm.
they're still where they're at, it would be unreal that we've gone through this cycle and it's basically been Brady leaves the Pats, gets one with the Bucks, and then it was Mahomes all these years. Then the Eagles got that, and then oh, Pats are back. It just, I,
Yeah.
it's- it would be like the Yankees going from Joe DiMaggio to Mickey Mantle, and
Hmm.
Cincinnati, or it went from Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Joe DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle. That's what it would feel like
Yeah.
in the NFL terms, which is like just offensive to the rest of the league. But anyways,
Hmm.
that's enough. That's enough Patriots talk because they played the Jets, and I'm going to tell you this: next week, I wouldn't be surprised if Josh Allen has near the same game. I think they're going to beat down the Jets pretty harshly. Even if Josh Allen
Yeah.
doesn't play, I bet Trubisky has a game similar to that because the Jets are
Yeah.
ready to go on vacation. I can tell you that from watching this that they did not have any interest in playing. The that was a unbelievable game, like unbelievable. I
Yeah.
couldn't believe my eyes. Your let's do what other games today happened that would be interesting to talking about before we do the Saturday and Christmas Day, or is that even worth talking about?
Mm,
Christmas? Yeah, let's do week or let's do week 13. Let's talk week 13 games. The the I think a game that is not going to get really talked about much, but definitely should be is the Browns Steelers. Right? We mentioned it in passing, but Myles Garrett said it best at the stage. It felt more like the Steelers were trying to prevent him from getting the record than they were actually trying to win the game. I only
yeah.
saw highlights of this because I really could care less, but they were just triple teaming him and moving everything to the right side. They were moving Rodgers in the pocket. When does Rodgers move in the pocket this year? They had him playing a
Yeah.
different position. They're like, hey, we can't give up this. We're going to win this game. We're playing against Shador Sanders, but we cannot give up a sack to Myles Garrett. So, Aaron, this week you're going to move everything to the right side, and if he's lined up on the right side, we're going to move you to the left. So you're going to be as far away from Myles Garrett as possible. They took him off his spots the entire time. It's insane. Myles Garrett
Yeah.
could have had 8 sacks this game for how he made Aaron Rodgers play,
Hmm.
and he had a horrible game. Again, lost. I guess he didn't lose me that much money, but he lost me out on potentially winning a lot of money. And then Shador was equally as bad, but he gets a win, which is just
Yeah.
funny. I mean, he
It
was
it is very
horrific too.
funny that he's
I
now
loved
won
it.
2 games as the Brown starter. Is he gonna be the starter going into next season?
Deshaun has to, unless his legs actually destroyed. They have to let him get his job back. Nobody's earned that job, right? Am I right about that? I mean, Dylan Gabriel's been
Yeah,
it would make no sense.
that's fair. That's fair.
Watson was playing okay.
He was playing horrendous. No, no,
No,
he
no,
was
when he
bad.
when he got hurt last year when he tore his Achilles, he was playing like okay. He was just playing decent.
Yeah, yeah,
Unless
I
I'm
guess he
remembering
was
it
playing
correctly, he
better.
was getting it back a little bit. I think
Yeah,
he obviously wasn't his Texan self, but at least some he was at least somewhat serviceable. What they have now is actually it'd be basically better if they just ran the ball every down and hope and
yeah,
played field position like played war, right? And they're just having their field position. They want pick sixes and whatnot.
yeah.
Um, I mean Sanders, the pick he threw today, he had two of them, but the one that I'm talking about, I know you've probably seen the replay of it. Um, threw across his body, across the field. Tony Romo almost had a stroke in the boot. That's one that you learn. I mean, again, I'm not a masterful quarterback by any means, but I think they teach you that when you don't throw
Pretty
footballs
early on.
when you're like in third grade. We should probably get rid of tackle football for third graders, whatever. But
Yeah.
nobody throws the ball when you're in third and fourth grade, and you maybe throw in fifth and sixth once or twice a game. The only thing you say is do not throw across your body if we call a passing play.
Hmm.
You throw to who we want
To
you to
the
throw
side of the
to.
field. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't ever do that. That's like number one. He did the worst throw ever. That ball hung up in the air for about 25 seconds.
Yeah, and that's the worst thing. If you are going to throw across your body, which again, there's probably 5 quarterbacks in the NFL who actually can get away with it. And you have to have like an insane arm. Like you
Yeah.
have to have a rocket of an arm to be
Hmm.
able to get away with it. You cannot throw a lofty rainbow pass. You have to throw that thing on a rope and you have to rip it across your body. Um Shedeur Sanders, for the record, is not one of those 5 guys who have the arm talent to get it across his body. Unfortunately for him.
That was an unbelievable decision, and they won the game though. So,
Yeah,
um, you know, one of the things I was talking to this person on Twitter about Shador because this guy said he watches the All 22 and he thinks that Shador's good, and I said that he's like inaccurate, and he said like
yeah.
he's not inaccurate, like you're off your rocker, whatever. It's kind of, and I was like, he's the third, or he's leading the league in lowest completion percentage besides Gardner Minshew, who threw 13
Yeah.
passes, and he's third in CPOE, which is completion percentage over expectation, and third lowest, and the only or fourth lowest, and three lower than him are Brady Cook, Dylan Gabriel, and uh, God, who is the other? I have it right here. It was somebody really bad. I mean, listen to the first two. Um,
Yeah.
okay, it is. I don't know. It was somebody. It was somebody pretty bad though. I can't figure that out. Um, yeah, somebody pretty bad. You can figure it out yourself if you'd like. If you'd like to go in the archives, Jordan Love maybe.
Hey, hey, hey.
I'm just kidding. Jordan Love's pretty high on there. Uh,
No, what?
oh,
Who?
I got you. I got you. JJ McCarthy.
Okay, okay. I was gonna say it was another guy who's a starter. I was gonna try to pull it up here.
Yeah, it was JJ McCarthy. And I don't know, he had a completion percentage wise, he was okay today, so he might have gone up in those stats, but he had a
Yeah.
55.1% completion percentage this season so far. And yeah, that's not NFL caliber. Like that's
Honestly, like I don't mean to like try to drag the Bears back into the conversation. This is probably the one thing that, well, not the one thing, but a thing that Caleb Williams really needs to work on. He's had a couple of pretty egregious completion percentage games, and overall, I think he's pretty low on the season as well. I think he's sitting comfortably under 60.
yeah, probably. I mean, he's had some shaky games. So I mean, I think like
Yeah.
they need to get the streakiness out of him. But that
Hmm.
gets into our next game, and we're gonna go backwards Saturday, where we had two games. I know you don't really want to talk about your Packers. I'm gonna let you talk about them after this.
Yeah.
You could choose how much you want to talk about them or how little you want to talk about them. I'm not gonna say anything. Okay, it's gonna
All
be all
right.
you. But
All right.
the Texans Chargers game, which was over, I mean, basically this in the same amount of time as the Patriots Jets. It seemed like two drives, Texans were up 14-0, and the Chargers never really can get it together. I know they tried to make a comeback in that second half, but I'll be honest, I don't know how many times I need to see Justin Herbert in a big game to to start like to start thinking the things that I think and being validated for him. He's obviously very talented, and he's got the frame, he's got the arm, he's got the processing
Hmm.
ability. He doesn't usually turn the ball over that much. Like last season, he was perfect until that playoff game, pretty much. And this season, he's been a little more willing to throw into tight windows, which gets picked off
Yeah.
sometimes. But he's been solid. But it just isn't any big game, any big moment, especially in the later stages of the season. I have no confidence in him to get it done. It's almost now going to be start becoming an auto bet that it's like two in the cold.
Yeah. It's getting bad. It's getting really bad. He kind of Sam Darnold-esque.
Yeah,
Kind of like, hey man, you've never won anything of any actual meaning.
he's gonna be
And
28 years old next year. sneaky older gentleman. Like, it's not, I
Yeah.
mean, that's obviously not old in quarterback years, but that's like he's I'm pretty sure he's
Yeah.
older than Lamar.
Yeah, Lamar's pretty young, I think.
Yeah. I think they might be the same age, but you wouldn't think that Herbert is gonna be going into his 28-year-old season. Like, it doesn't feel like that.
Wow, Lamar is 28 too. Wow.
Yeah. So, is he gonna get it done ever? Is this guy ever gonna get it done?
I
Herbert?
don't
Like, is
know.
he what are we ranking him? Like, I was talking about him at, my girlfriend's birthday dinner. I was trying to say good topic. I was saying,
Hmm.
coming into this year, there was a top 4 quarterbacks, and it mostly, it was Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, Burrow, and
Mhm.
then that 5th was always pretty much given to Herbert for no reason. It was Herbert or Hurts, and
Yeah.
Hurts, at least you had a reason to give it to, with Super Bowl winner and
Yeah.
all that, but, um, what's Herbert done to earn this? Except he had a great rookie season. His rookie season was incredible, where they lost a lot of games, but he was great.
It's cool. I mean, yeah, he had a good season. Hey, I I I don't know. He's a regular season merchant, and even at that, it's like he's big, he's flashy, he can make a lot of throws, and I think that's kind of what people see with him is kind of like what he can be. He's if man. He literally is if man. If this, if that.
I'm looking at
And
his numbers right now, and yeah, this ain't the greatest thing I've seen. I'll tell you that much. Like, I'm looking at
no.
2020 when he was a rookie. He had 4,300 yards and 31 touchdowns. Great rookie season. Honestly, that's amazing. Okay,
Yeah, for sure.
his second year was even better. 5,000 yards. Not many people have had 5,000 yard seasons. 38 touchdowns, 15 picks. Little too many picks, but we'll forgive it because of the yards and everything. The next year, 4,700 yards, almost 68% completion percentage, 25 touchdowns, 10 picks. I don't know how he only had 20. I don't know how he only had 25 touchdowns that year, but whatever. And then he has a big drop off. He only plays 13 games the next year. He has 3,100 yards, 20 touchdowns, 7 picks. Then he played 17 games the first year under Harbaugh, 3,800 yards, 23 touchdowns, 3 picks. So very efficient, holds onto the ball. Um,
Hmm.
and then this year he's played 13 games or 14 games, whatever. I don't have the complete stats, but he basically had 3,000 yards with. He's going to have like 14 picks this year. He's going to come close to leading the league in interceptions.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it seems like he's got seems like he's gotten worse every year
Yeah.
after peaking his
He
second
kind
year,
of
the third
has,
year.
honestly. He kind of has. And oh, there's a lot of guys that I think I would take. Not a lot, but I
Yeah,
don't know where like
I
he's
mean he has to
probably
be
top
top 10.
10,
Yeah, but
maybe
he's lower half of that,
lower
that's
half
for
for
sure.
sure.
Are we
I
ranked?
think
Okay,
he's barely
hmm,
10.
trying to think where I'd rank him. Um, it's
I
weird.
put him with Dak
Where
Prescott. I put him in that category.
lights are just coming on. I don't know what's happening. Lights go off and come on in this hotel room.
I'm putting him right around Dak Prescott. Wherever you want to rank Dak Prescott, you could slap Hurts probably right next to him, either above or below.
Well, Herbert,
I
you mean,
think,
right?
yeah, Herbert.
Where you put in? Did you see this? What the hell? This is amazing.
Light, is the light bulb going out? Might.
I like this. Um, well, where would you rank? Where would you rank Goff? I know Goff had the worst game ever, and we're gonna talk about that in a sec because that was actually atrocious. But
I
like,
I would rank him pretty low, actually. I think that he is a huge beneficiary of playing with some pretty good talent and some pretty good offensive minds. I'm ranking him a lot lower.
well, he's got a $70 million cap hit next year.
And he's probably around the 15th best quarterback.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that Houston Chargers game left a bad taste in my mouth because I actually thought the Chargers were going to get it done, especially with the game Stroud gave us. Stroud gave us a game where it could get done. Like he was trying to give the game away,
Yeah.
and Herbert just couldn't take it. And I think that's one of the problems. You just can't take the game. Moving on to the night game, that Saturday night game with your Packers.
A fateful
Um,
Saturday night.
so yeah, I'll let you talk about it. What would you like to say while my lights flicker while we have a ghost?
Yeah.
Um,
No, the Packers defense, this is probably the worst outing that they've had all year. They genuinely did not show up to play. They let the Ravens push them around. The best word that I could use to like kind of describe this defense was soft. They didn't come down. They didn't want to tackle. They didn't want to stop the run. This is another horrendous performance at home by the Packers. Uh, it's bad. They didn't look ready. They didn't look well disciplined. They didn't look prepared. Malik Willis looked great. I mean, he is probably one of the only bright spots in that entire team. And the defense, there's so much cause for concern with this defense. I don't know if I can trust them. Rashawn Gary is bad. Like he's actually bad now. And I think at the end of the season they got to let him walk. They cannot pay him. They have to get rid of Keyshawn Nixon as well. I think that they're going to have some hard decisions to make at the end of the year. And I get, some of these guys have been with the team for a little bit, but like they're not producing. They are liabilities on defense, and I think LaFleur needs to feel a little bit of heat. He needs to feel a little bit of pressure. I don't necessarily know if they need to move off of him right now or whatnot, but I think he needs to feel the heat. So that's my Packers take.
I like that take. I listened to it while I was trying to figure out the ghost. I thought we figured it out, and then it just it just randomly turned
It's
back on. So
back.
we'll see. Yeah, the ghost is still here. Hey, you damn demon. Okay. Um, I agree with all that. I mean, not having Jordan Love in that game, I actually don't. The thing is, you said this, and I saw it. A lot of people have been saying it's time to go to Malik Willis because he's been playing really good. He
Yeah.
played well. Like he's actually a baller.
Yeah.
He It could be a Matt Flynn situation where a team actually grossly overpays him, and who knows if he didn't have a 6 touchdown game, but he's been good. He's been actually really good, and he's going to get paid with the opportunity to start for a team next year. Now he's not Jordan Love. Jordan Love actually is
Yeah.
um, in the upper echelon of quarterbacks. I think he's in the top 10.
I agree.
So
I agree.
that being said, the reason they lost that game was what you kind of provided. The defense. So, that defense has looked totally different since the injuries, which what the hell's happening?
Is that the hotel phone?
Yeah,
You know what this reminds me of right now? The SpongeBob episode of the hash slinging slasher.
the
He
hash
said
thing.
the lights will flicker, the phone will ring, there'll be nobody there.
They said it's a hashing and slasher. Yeah, what is it? What they say? Oh, someone else has a remote. Oh, okay. They're coming to switch. Someone else has a remote for our lamp. That's funny. They're,
Oh, that's what it is?
I'll do it. I can get it. Yeah.
That's amazing.
One sec.
I've been running around this hotel for like an hour trying to figure this out.
Oh yeah, no,
Did y'all use this today?
Yeah,
And it worked for y'all?
but it's been flickering for the last like 10 minutes, and I was like, "What's going?" I thought it was a ghost.
Here's your remote that works for your fan.
Oh, thank you.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're totally good. Thank you. Let's see if this works now. I did not press anything. I did there. There might be 2 remotes. I didn't.
Mm.
I know. I think both remotes work for this because like mine does this, and then if you press yours, it probably does it.
Y'all's don't work for theirs, so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, this one works for this though, but I think that one does too.
Lovely. Thanks.
Thank you. Sorry. Okay, Darren, you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay. Well, hopefully the AI takes care of that, or we can just leave that all
Yeah,
in. That'll be funny.
yeah, why not?
Yeah, I don't care if we leave that in. Yeah, on the Packers, I'm lockstep with you. The defense just looks bad, and I don't know
Yeah,
what the fix is. If it's fixable this year, probably not. Losing Parsons is kind of like it's almost like losing a quarterback or a wide
yeah.
receiver, I'd say at least, or a left tackle. It's pretty big injury, and you can't really recover. You've been hating on the secondary for quite some time, so I I pay attention to the Packers because a lot of my friends are Packers fans, not just you, but a couple of my good friends in Spokane, and
Hmm.
I really think that uh, they have again a very high ceiling. But would it shock me if they lose in the first round to the Bears and you go to federal prison? No. Um, but I also think they will beat the Bears if I had to predict.
Could be the Eagles too, actually. I just looked. It could be the Eagles.
It,
If the Bears lose to the Lions and the Eagles beat the Commanders, right? The
well,
commies?
the Bears should beat the Lions. I'm going to be honest. The Lions should not play that game. I think the Lions should say we're good.
Yeah.
What's the point? Oh well, yeah. We can talk. We don't need to talk about seeding now. We'll talk about seeding with Greg. We'll let him do all the math on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's the guy
Well,
that talks about the Wong teaser.
yeah, we'll figure all that stuff out.
Um, when it comes to the Lions, we can do Christmas now. We can move backwards
Mhm.
into Christmas Day, and then we'll be done. Christmas Day, I wake up. I have some amazing pajamas. My girlfriend's family, I think a lot of families do this. White families probably primarily do this. Matching pajamas. Do you do that, Darren?
Yes, me and Natalie did do.
Yeah, you guys are just like us, huh?
Hmm.
Did you get the same pajamas as we did? As my girlfriend's family and I?
I don't think so.
Oh. Well, we had cool matching pajamas and we woke up early because her brother loves Christmas and he's ready for Santa Claus. So we go down there. I'm helping him with opening his gifts and everything. And 10 a.m. rolls around. I'm ready for some Cowboys and Commanders. I'm ready for Josh Johnson and Dak Prescott. And that was a fun game. The game was actually a good
Hmm.
game. And I'm feeling good because I know I have my little 3-leg Christmas parlay. And then it gets into the game that I'm most confident in. I think the Lions are going to shred the Vikings. And I see about 3 minutes in that I think Jared Goff actually gambled on the Vikings, or Lions to miss playoffs, or a Christmas parlay with the Cowboys, Vikings, Broncos. That's the only explanation for how he played. I don't see how a guy who has go to his career stats page. He's like an actual Pro Bowl caliber. He's a first overall pick. He made a Super Bowl. He he's unreal at times. You can't go from that to having what has to be one of the worst games. That's a Nathan Peterman level game. That's
Yeah.
a that's worse than the I don't even know what's the guy's name that he played against on the Vikings. That's worse than his 4 interception game that he had against the Seahawks.
Max Brosner?
Yeah, I don't even want to know his name. Like I hate that I just watched that. They had 3 total yards of offense.
Yeah.
Three passing yards. They had 3 total passing yards or something like that, or 13 yards. They had the Jordan Addison end around to end the game, basically. I was watching that with my girlfriend's mom, and she was like, "How much money are you going to lose on this?" And I was just like, it's a little bit of money." But the thing that I was saying was, I was like, I still had confidence until the Jordan Addison touchdown. I still had confidence the Lions were going to win that game. You know why?
Mhm.
Because I'm a fool, but also because I was like, "There's no way Jared Goff can't just put one together."
Yeah. Just one
And he couldn't
drive.
put one. And he kept turning it over in the worst ways. Fumbled snaps, just throwing the ball away. You know, Brady
Mhm.
said this about Josh Allen, he's thrown out of a well because he was getting the tackles to collapse on him. I don't know what Jared Goff was thrown out of, but it looked it was honestly one of the worst. Is he had 5 turnovers. He had 5 turnovers.
Yeah.
It made me actually like I wasn't actually mad that I lost that bet because it was funny that Jared Goff played that bad. But like I can't imagine if I was a Detroit fan on Christmas and
Mhm.
you know that I think it's a complete 180 of what I am as a Patriots fan, where I where they have no hope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most of them live in Detroit. Like I'm not even trying to hate on Detroit as a city. It's coming back. It's a good start. Good start for that.
That was a good start.
But they haven't ever won anything. They had a 3-year window where they actually were the most exciting team in football. They I think, right?
Mhm.
They lost the offensive coordinator, the genius, to an in-division rival who is now working voodoo magic with Caleb Williams because they don't turn the ball over, but they force a ton of turnovers. It makes no sense.
Mhm.
They lost their defensive coordinator, and they're probably very happy about losing him to the Jets because he's been about as bad as possible, and I don't think he's the
Yeah.
reason that their defense is really cooking. Um,
Yeah.
and then the team's just it's done. It's over. Like they don't have any future. Jared Goff's going to have a $70 million cap hit next year, and I'm not trying to complain about losing a Christmas parlay. I'm trying to say like this is really bleak for the Lions, and I won't forget. I know end of the year we're reminiscing on things of the past, right? Ghost of Christmas past. I'll say
Yeah.
this: when I watched, it was the AFC and NFC Championship weekend when
Mhm.
the the year that the um, Lions lost to the San Francisco 49ers. So
Yes,
that
2
was
years
2 years
ago.
ago. Yep, 2 years ago. And I remember I watched the first game, which was the Chiefs and Ravens at a bar. I was not a happy camper because I thought the Ravens would win. I think this is the game where John Harbaugh should have been fired for only running the ball 13
Yeah.
times. I digress. We go to a second bar and we watch the Lions and 49ers. There was a huge Lions fan there. He was going crazy in the first half. And usually I'm a guy that says, "Hey, keep it in your pants, you know? Don't
Yeah.
do any PDA here," which is I say or PDC, I guess, public displays of cheering, because I think it's good to just be, act like you've been there before. There's a few exceptions to that rule, few fan bases that can act like they've never been there before. And I think one of them is Lions fans. I think
Yeah.
Browns fans could also act like that, except they would then be, when they had Deshaun Watson starting, if they were acting like that, be technically rooting for one of the worst human beings that's walking
It's
amongst
true.
us as a free
That's
man.
true.
So I said, "You gotta keep it in your pants too." Deshaun didn't,
Mhm.
you do. Uh, literally. Um, but the Lions fan in the second half, I think he bought a Super Bowl ticket at halftime because he looked dejected. He looked like he was he looked like he was gonna call a hotline. And I actually went up to him and I gave him a hug. I said, "Hey man, I'm not gonna say it gets better and that you're gonna be back here, because I don't know if you will be, and I don't know if it does. But I wanna say that I was rooting for you guys, and I'm very sorry, and I know this pain. I don't know this pain as much as you know it because I'm a Patriots fan." And I probably gave him some very real, like he probably didn't he probably loved me, but he probably hated me too at the same time. But he was an awesome guy, and I really hope that guy's still with us. But honestly, I don't know if he is. And that's
Yeah.
my that's kind of the story that I've probably told on this podcast before. But and now I'm just thinking about the Lions losing that game on Christmas and him just saying like, should have probably ended it after we lost the NFC Championship game.
But this is the thing, though. That's the thing about this sport is your windows can open quickly and they can close even faster. And I just don't think many people understand that.
Yeah, I mean, uh, I don't know if you have anything to say about that game. If you do, you could say it. If
No,
not,
not really.
if we're
No.
talking Windows, that entire third game. So we go from Netflix to Amazon Prime, and that entire third game, it's just basically a celebration of Travis Kelce's career. He hasn't announced that he's retiring. He hasn't said he's retiring, but they're basically forcing him into retirement
Yeah.
because of how they're saying it. They're like, yeah, Travis is
Hmm.
this is probably his last home game at Arrowhead Stadium, and then that's all they're talking about. And it's like he
I
hasn't said
know.
anything, and obviously he's going to retire. It goes on the back of he's catching his last passes in the NFL from Chris Oladuke,
Yeah.
and not only that, I saw like a tweet today after Trey McBride went berserk again because he's the best tight end in football. It's him, Brock Bowers, and there's a list of a few guys there.
Hmm.
Your guy Tucker Kraft before he tore his ACL was playing like one of them, but one of the tweet was it just showed a list of guys the Chiefs drafted over one pick before these other players, and one of them was Trey McBride was drafted one pick after the Chiefs took Sky Moore. They took Clyde
That's tough.
Edwards-Helaire like 4 picks before Jonathan Taylor was drafted. And it's like,
That's tough.
now you can't hit darts on every one of these, right? You can't just like, you're not going to be 10 for 10 on all this. But
Hmm.
those are free, yeah. But the truth is, um, they've drafted terribly the last couple of years. And
Yeah.
it seems like when you're talking about windows shutting, they're going to still have Mahomes, and Mahomes is still Mahomes, so who knows what they can do. But they had the fourth-ranked defense this year, and they were still under 500 because their
I
offensive
know.
weapons just suck. They traded Joe Tooney. Did you know Joe Tooney? Want to know a fun fact? He's played in the NFL, I think, for 9 years now. He's won 9 division titles. He's been on 3 teams. I mean, he's a
Wow.
Hall of Famer. He's the best offensive interior guard since he's been in the league. The Patriots should never have let him walk to the Chiefs. The Chiefs should not have traded him to the Bears,
Hmm.
and the Bears should give him whatever he wants to stay there. Like I don't know
Yeah.
what his contract goes for, but he's unbelievable. Last year, the Chiefs had him kicked out to the left tackle because they didn't have a tackle, and he played fine except for in the Super Bowl, where nobody could stop the Eagles' pass rush, and he was getting outsized. But he was still a good line. He was still a good offensive lineman and interior lineman, and they
Yeah.
traded him for a 6th-round pick. I think made no
Yeah.
sense. They just gave him away, and um, I think he's been playing pretty well for Chicago. So it's stuff like that where moves like that can kill a team. It's clear the Chiefs copied like the playbook from the Pats, where it's like we're going to trade too early, not too late. They did with Tyreek Hill. It, they won 2 more Super Bowls, so it's not like it didn't work, but they're going to be in a reset, and I think it's kind of uh it's cruel that what the NFL world can do to you because he could have rode out on the sunset talking about Kelsey winning a Super Bowl 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Could have proposed there, right? That was one of the props. Could have proposed after the Super Bowl. I knew that wasn't going to happen, but that was one of the ideas that could have happened. And then just retired, got into media that way. Instead, they lost the Super Bowl last year. They're like, well, let's go for one more ride. And then he's going to be on a 6-11 or 6-10 team, 6-11 team this year, playing
Yeah.
with Chris Oladuke for your last 3 games. It's kind of cruel for like a
It
guy that's
is.
definitely one of the best 5 tight ends ever, and probably one of the most consequential players of this decade. I mean, without a question, right? Like just everything that
Yeah.
he's been, his podcast, his like obviously his girlfriend or his fiance and all this and all that stuff. It's like he's been consequential to this sport, and it's kind of insane that this is going to be his like going out card.
Yeah. Nobody ever really rides off into the sunset. That's the unfortunate thing about the NFL. It just doesn't really happen.
Peyton Manning did, but not even
Peyton
really.
Manning did.
Actually, it wasn't even
He
like I guess he did, but it's like
he had a noodle arm. His defense
Yeah.
carried him to that Super Bowl. But, I mean, again, yeah, I guess he got to go out on top. But very rarely does that happen.
Yeah. I think Aaron Rodgers has the chance to this year.
Oh.
If what's the worst possible Super Bowl? Like, actually, not from your standpoint, because you're gonna just throw the Bears in there. But like, what's the actual worst matchup like we can think of? It'd be the Panthers or Bucks versus Steelers.
Yeah, probably. Or like the Chargers,
Steelers are worse
Texans.
than the Chargers. I'd
Yeah,
rather
that's
have.
true. It would have to be the Panthers and Steelers.
I want a Panthers Steelers Super Bowl where Bryce Young somehow isn't in it, where it's like he gets knocked out in the NFC Championship game, but they somehow win. I don't even know who the Panthers' backup quarterback is. And then I want Rodgers to not
Andy
shave.
Dalton.
Oh my God, the red rifle.
Okay, how
Oh,
about the Panthers and the Jaguars?
ooh, the red rifle against Lawrence.
Yeah. Panthers to beat the Jaguars, you get 750 to 1.
Put $1 on that. Put $1 on that right now.
All right. It's the same odds for the Steelers to beat the Panthers or the Panthers to beat the Steelers.
I don't want either of those. I just want Panthers Jaguars. Actually, can we do Steelers Panthers as well? Can you do $1
Yeah.
on Steelers Panthers? That's a good bet.
Oh, it's
Imagine you
amazing.
get to that point and then the other side wins.
That'd be tough. So you want the Panthers to beat the Steelers or the
Yeah,
Panthers to beat the Jaguars?
I want the Panthers to beat the Steelers and the Jaguars. That's what too. The Panthers are my
Okay.
champ.
All
Um,
right.
I guess. Yeah. Last question. Last thing we do here is let's do Super Bowl odds. Give me the top. Give me the odds for the Super Bowl and awards. Let's do awards and Super Bowl odds going into the last week of the season.
Okay.
Now that you're looking at them.
All right. So Super Bowl odds, we have the best odds are the Rams, and then it goes
What are they at?
Rams plus 490.
Okay,
And
five to
then
one.
the Seahawks at 6 to 1, and then the Eagles at plus 850, and then the Broncos at 9 to 1, and then the 49ers at plus 950, and the Patriots at 10 to 1.
If anybody here is listening and wants to bet the Broncos, I will book that bet for you. Like I will take that bet at 9 to 1. So I will, and I might even give better odds than that for you guys. So if you want to, if you want to give me your money, and bet the Broncos at 9 to 1, I will be willing to take that bet, and I'll do that one.
MVP, we have Matt Stafford at minus 250, and Drake Maye's at plus 200.
Are you kidding me?
Coach of the year, we have Kyle Shanahan is now the favorite at plus 130, and Vrabel's at plus 140. It's them two are basically the two front runners, and then Mike McDonald is at plus 500.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. How you want to make money? Again, everybody listening, I'm not gonna take your bets on this, but I'm gonna tell you how to make money. I am a Patriots homer, and I'm not trying to talk about them ad nauseum here and forever. If you put $1,000 on Drake May MVP and Mike Vrabel Coach of the Year, they're both plus money. One of those is going to hit
Yeah.
for sure. They are not getting shut out of the awards. Boston media runs everything. If you go and look at where sports writers are from, where they went to college, who they root for in their free time, you're going to see a lot of Red Sox, a lot of Celtics, a lot of Patriots fans. And I'm going to tell you that they might not both win, but there is 0% chance that Vrabel and Drake May, at least one of them, don't win because somebody's going to get credit for turning a 4-13 team around. And Stafford might win MVP, and that's fine. He could deserve it too. But he's a 5. He's going to be the 5 seed or 6 seed. and he hasn't played against Atlanta yet, and he hasn't played his week 18 game, so who knows?
Yeah.
And then Shanahan's not winning coach of the year. It's going to be Liam Cohen or Vrabel.
Liam Cohen, I think, is like the fourth in odds.
Yeah, that's weird to me.
It's Shanahan, Vrabel, Mike McDonald, and then Liam Cohen. Liam Cohen has like he's 16-1, so he's pretty high.
Wow. I mean, maybe that's something we should do too. I mean, it's going to be one of the rookie coaches. Ben Johnson just dropped out from losing that game at the end there.
He has almost the same odds though. He's 20-1.
Yeah, but before the game, he was the co-favorite with Vrabel. So that's dumb because, I mean, you're basically betting. What you do there is if you think that whoever's the one seed in the NFC is going to win it, Shanahan or McDonald, you just bet both of them. But I think it's going to be Vrabel or Cohen. I mean, where's Bo Nix's head coach? Where's Sean Payton on?
Sean Payton is on there. He's after Ben Johnson. He's 40-1.
How is he 40-1 when they're going to be the one seed in the AFC probably, but the one seed in the NFC is worth the best odds in football in the sport? Are they just doing like? I'm going to be honest with you. Sean Payton's not winning it either. Yeah, the bet there is you actually make the. I think that the bets there is, again, not trying to be a homer. I think it's on both the Patriots people.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And you will win one of the two, maybe both. If they get shut out of awards, I'd be shocked. That's what I would say.
I agree.
That's where I think smart money should head to. Now, if Stafford blows up the Falcons defense and he has like a 4-touchdown game and throws for 350 yards, probably going to win the MVP. But then I think Vrabel's a shoo-in for Coach of the Year. But okay. Super Bowl, I have no idea. I would not bet that, but I will take your money if you're betting the Broncos. And we're doing Panthers over Steelers. So, Darren, have a merry post-Christmas. And I guess we're going to talk Tuesday at some point. We're going to do another one of these while I'm still out here. And I guess, I mean, we've had, lights going off, cops going by. I thought I was ritzy.
Yeah.
But
we'll have to reconvene.
Yeah, I might be in a penthouse or a doghouse. Who knows? Depends on how I act the next couple of days. But anyways, okay. We will be,
as always,
talking soon. So, AFC's champs. Feels good to be back. King me.